Hello my loves, welcome or welcome back. I hope you guys are doing well whenever this reading finds you. We're doing another energy check-in and we're going to dive deep into a channeled session, see what's going on, where you're at, and what you are experiencing, what has been going on, what you can expect, all that stuff. Okay, so if that is something you're interested in, definitely keep on listening. I'd say watching, but there's not much going on visually, at least right now in these videos. Everything is linked down below for you guys if you want to follow me elsewhere, if you want to book a private session with me, other ways in which you can support me, my work, the channel, our upcoming move that we are about to embark on. All those things are listed there. And of course, big thank you to those of you guys that have been supporting through bookings, through tipping, through watching, subscribing, liking. I'm very grateful for you guys. Thank you for helping me make all this possible. Of course, this reading is general and it is timeless, so whenever you're seeing it, that is when it should apply for you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You guys know your story best. Some details may resonate, others may not. Just take what fits and leave the rest, okay? Grab your drinks, your snacks, pen, paper, notebook for those of you that want to take notes or channel alongside with me as we go throughout your reading. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so before we get into your signs and synchronicities that you have, I wanted to share a line with you guys from this book that I was just listening to by Dr. Ramani. It's called It's Not You, I believe. And she was talking about the dynamic between a child and a narcissistic parent or guardian. And she said, needing to be a constant source of supply to keep the connection or something along those lines. And with everything that's been coming through, oh my gosh, I don't know if you hear, I feel like every time I record a reading, somebody has a saw and they're cutting something, which you guys know, anything that happens during a reading I take as a message. It doesn't matter how random or mundane it seems. There definitely is a theme, or there has been a theme of cutting ties and like doing it in a really big or profound way, or where it's going to have a profound impact on your life and it's going to shift the course of things for you. So I apologize for the saw noises if you hear them, but I just felt that that was something that I should share, because I do feel, especially in today's reading where we're looking at after this breakthrough of seeing things clearly for what they are and seeing it like at its core. There's already been this knowing, this feeling, but now there's a deeper understanding, a greater comprehension of what it is that you've actually been experiencing, that you've been a part of, the cycle and the patterns that you've been in, or that have been pushed onto, that you've been looped into. So that may be something really big for someone here, where you're realizing that, especially if you feel as though you have been in dynamics and connections, it's always what you can give, and being given nothing in turn, or being breadcrumb, where you just feel like you're being used. You just have to please, you have to cater, you have to provide whatever other people want you to provide, you have to be whatever other people want you to be in order to receive any acknowledgement or anything like that, you know? So I know that's going to resonate for someone. So if you feel as though you've had that type of connection where the only way that there will be any sort of engagement with you, where it feels like you're receiving any attention or anything like that, is if you're a source of energy, if you are someone that is open to be fed off of, that you're open to be used in some way, then I feel like you will resonate with this reading, and that could be part of your signs and synchronicities too. So getting into your actual signs and synchronicities, there's so much that's happening in the background now. There's dogs barking, everybody is outside. There's so much happening. So today they're a little bit different. Usually I will get them as like literal signs, like maybe it's numbers, maybe birds, animals, songs, things like that, right? But today there's a lot of emphasis on feeling and how these things are manifesting physically for you, like how you're experiencing them within your body. So feeling fatigued. Some of you guys, you could be dehydrated too. That just came through. Overburden, having an increased workload, multitasking, feeling as though you have to juggle responsibilities and tasks, having a lot going on. You had the 10 of Wands come through for that part, and then you also had the Page of Wands. So feeling a new version of yourself emerge. There's this exploration or experimentation with your identity and appearance, focus and attention drawn to the physical body, which that could have to do with like the appearance of your physical body, but I feel it more so has to do with what I was saying about how these things are manifesting physically for you, whether it's aches, pains, feeling things build up in certain areas, feeling as though there's stagnancy in some places or things are flowing in others, you know. So there's a greater, or I should say, there's a heightened awareness and sensitivity that you're having right now physically. You're just feeling everything. You're more aware of like how these things impact and affect your body physically. Okay, where did I stop? So visualizing, planning, and taking steps towards specific changes. This could be related to yourself, your health, goals, lifestyle changes. There's also something about personal branding and rebranding, and in general, just experiencing a total rebirth, which is where we left off in the last energy check-in. So looking at your current energy, you have the Four of Swords. So the main themes here, we have ease, recovery, transitions, and regulation. I almost want to say reputation for some reason. There could be something here regarding your reputation. You may be healing or mending things or reframing how you see yourself, what defines you. I just heard who defines you. So there definitely is a shift in that, which we'll get more into, where previously it feels as though you defined yourself with the opinions and the projections of other people, and that shaped you greatly. And for a very long time, that is something that has just really shaped how you see yourself or the relationship you have with yourself, versus now it's like you are reclaiming that, what it means to be you, and now you are choosing to prioritize how you see yourself over how other people see you, or what they want to see, or what they want to believe in, things like that. So rest is a key part and a crucial step in your transformation that you are undergoing. Funny example, or a funny visual they brought me to, is in Breaking Dawn Part 2, the Twilight movie, when Bella becomes a vampire. So you see her on the table. I know it's so cheesy. I was like, really? So you see her on the table, and as she's becoming a vampire, she physically starts to transform. Her body becomes stronger. She starts to heal. Everything that was broken is being realigned. She becomes more attractive. She's glowing. She's just experiencing this total and complete glow up inside and out. But visually speaking, again, she was not asleep, I guess, but she was being changed. So she wasn't awake during that time. She was unconscious because I believe she had died and then was being reborn because of what happened in the movie. And you guys may feel as though you're undergoing something similar, where you may feel as though a big part of you or a key part of yourself has died, and now you are reborn or being reborn as an entirely new person. Everything is new. Even with Bella, when she got up, each one of her senses were amplified. She wasn't even aware of her own power, her own strength. But you see her looking around, and she's able to see things in a much finer detail. And she has, again, a perspective that she never had before. Now she's seeing things in an entirely transformed way. Everything sounds different. Everything feels different. It's just like this sensory overload. And for you guys, I feel like this is more having to do with your perspective versus like, oh, now I hear more, now I'm like actually seeing more. I mean, some of you guys, depending, maybe there could be some things that have shifted with your health and you feel stronger, or maybe in a way your eyesight or your hearing could be improving. More than anything though, I think this is something internal, mental, mostly. So you for sure need more rest. You need more sleep, okay? And you have two sides to something here. So when I was looking at your card, the Four of Swords card in this deck, I noticed that in her hair, there were these blades for the swords. And one was like a light blue color, and the other was, I want to say it was like a deep green or teal color. And they were alternating. And when I looked at the sword that she was holding across her body, one side was the light blue, the other side was darker. So there is something about logical versus emotional decision making, and trying to find and create a balance between the two. I also heard active and reactive. I'm not too sure what that is in connection to, but the main thing that I got is that you're being pushed and pulled between what you feel and what your truth is versus other people's distortions and their projections onto you. That has been a theme here. The way that a specific person or these people or an environment is able to maintain this control over you is by getting you to believe what they want you to believe. And that is what you have been dismantling and breaking down. That is where the veil comes off, and you're realizing that it was all just a cover. None of that was real. It's just what they wanted you to see. So resting, grounding, detaching are key, very important. And I do feel that you've been separating yourself from the noise, especially now that you're more aware of how it has impacted you and the purpose of it. Continuing to disengage is the best thing that you can do right now as you continue to move forward. When we look at your foundation, it was funny, you guys have jealousy in reverse, which is actually good, because jealousy in this position, to me, I feel if this is something that you were experiencing within and you found yourself comparing yourself to other people and things, that is something that is no longer happening, or you are more aware of that pattern and you're actively redirecting or reframing your thoughts when it happens. Mostly what I'm getting is that you're no longer allowing other people's projections to discourage you. I keep getting that, distortions and projections. I think that the jealousy has been coming from others, even if it's coming from people that try to make you feel inferior, that want to believe that they're above you or better than you in some way. These people are deeply insecure, very arrogant. They would deny their jealousy, but it's something that is very clearly present. These attacks onto you, they're being deflected, they're being banished. And since it's all being reversed, you may notice that these people are experiencing certain things. There's certain inconveniences, or I don't want to say misfortunes, but there's going to be certain things that pop up in these people's lives that you likely will witness if they're close to you, especially if they're in your environment, or you may hear about it in some way. They may experience losses, delays, certain complications or conflicts or things like that. It's just like whatever it is that they were pushing onto you, projecting onto you, passing onto you, trying to, is now coming back to them. And they're just going to keep experiencing that now because you have withdrawn in every way possible from a certain environment, from a certain dynamic. Even if you're still physically there, even if you still interact with these people, that link is not there. I don't know if you guys did a cord cutting, or if you're thinking about doing it, you definitely would benefit from it. If you guys want a video, let me know. But there has been that severance. It already is taking place. And when you are physically removed from a certain situation, no longer physically in the same space or vicinity as certain people, where all the siphoning takes place, then that's where that final cut is. That's when the line is completely drawn. So your will, your momentum, and your drive is so much stronger than these attacks, especially because now you are seeing yourself so much more clearly than you ever did before. That is the biggest reason why you have as much power as you do right now. For the energy that is guiding you, your guiding star, as I like to call it, you have good fortune. And I wrote down the part from the book because I wanted to share it with you guys. It says, no matter what your query, the universe gives you its blessing. This is also a powerful time for manifesting, so ask now for what you want more of in your life. It is granted. Gratitude brings more blessings your way. So what you've been asking for, wishing for, praying for, and hoping for, the universe hears those prayers. And you're being led towards your wishes. So trust your intuition. Trust the steps that you are feeling called to take, the action, that inspired and intuitive action you're feeling called to make. Because that is what's aligning you with these things that you have been wanting and hoping for so long. Everything that you're moving away from, letting go of, all the truth that is coming to light and has been exposed, these things are connecting you to your greatest fulfillment. And if you have been struggling, feeling stagnant, feeling as though that you've been bound and restricted, unable to grow, unable to move ahead, just feeling limited wherever you are at, that is absolutely going to change. As soon as you are fully severed from whatever this is that has been draining you, depleting you, discouraging you in every way possible, that is when these things are going to flood into your life. So you have already been receiving signs, or you will be receiving signs, that you are getting closer to your fulfillment. And for some reason I wanted to say gifts, that you're going to be receiving a gift or receiving gifts. And it could be literal gifts, right? Somebody could be gifting you something, giving you something. But I feel that this is more so a gift or gifts from the universe. And it's definitely going to feel like a reward after everything that you've gone through and all of this work that you have done. If you haven't made a vision board, then I feel like that is something that would be good, because it did say now is a great time for manifesting, and it can help you put those desires on paper and have a visual representation so you can be reminded of those things, so they stay in the forefront of your mind. And it's something that'll keep you motivated, especially in moments where you may struggle or you may feel that heavy energy want to influence you, want to pull you back into that confinement that you were in before. When we look at your past, you have the Hanged Woman suspended in the present. And this makes a lot of sense if you're coming from my most recent reading that I uploaded, the most recent energy check-in. We were talking about how you were emotionally connected to your present moment and how that was actually helping you flow with the change that is pulling you forward in life currently. You're seeing everything in an entirely new and more real way. You could have been having vivid, detailed, or reflective dreams, so things that may have been connected to your past in some way, or could have helped you understand certain past experiences or certain patterns better. We have descending into many layers and levels of experiences, but getting a new angle. And this is what has helped you reach a breakthrough. So there's something about repetition and patterns, which we've talked about before, feeling as though you're unable to progress and struggling to grow where you are, breaking down these cyclical loops. So I just talked about that, the feeling of being stuck, feeling restricted, like you can only get so far, or when you try to get ahead, you feel like you're getting knocked back down. And that could have been something that was really discouraging. You may have been wondering, like, okay, should I be doing this? Should I be putting effort here? Is this not what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this wrong? Am I making the wrong choice? And I think I said in the first energy check-in that we did that it's not that you yourself are not doing enough, or that you aren't worthy of receiving the things that you're desiring, or that you haven't put in enough energy or effort. You've been pouring into it. You have been for a long time. It's that the environment that you are in isn't conducive for the growth of these things. Like, imagine trying to grow something in a climate where it can't even sprout. Like, the seed itself can't even germinate. There's nothing that could bring it to life. And that's how it is with you right now. It's like you're fighting to grow. You're fighting to expand. You've been pushing with all your might, but it's the space, or it's the people, or it's something that you've been attached to, and you've been working on it, right? We're looking, this is your past energy. So you've already had this breakthrough. You may have more epiphanies, but the main breakthrough, the main hurdle, the most difficult part of it, you've already overcome. You've already surpassed. Now it's just a matter of taking that final step. And for your clarifiers, we have the Knight of Swords and the Five of Wands. Both were reversed. So it's understanding that was never you, right? Just like the book I'm listening to, which is so funny because I channeled these before I started listening to it. It's called It's Not You. It was never you. So disengaging, detaching from an environment or a routine where drama, conflict, and stress seems to thrive. And when I say routine, I just mean like day in, day out. There's a certain way in which things function, or there's a certain way that things just regularly unfold. It may not be your routine specifically, but something that you became pulled into, sucked into, that you were a part of in some way. It says these cycles, units, and spaces are intended to make you feel invalidated and powerless, right? You must submit or else, because when you don't, you're retaliating. And that is where the us versus them comes into play. When we redirect and place our power within instead of in other people's words and their opinions, that is how we gain control back. We determine how we navigate the toxicity, and you've moved from absorbing it all to deflecting it. This reading went by so quick, I feel like, probably because I just went over what I wrote down. Normally I do a mix of both, where I go over what I channel in advance and then what I'm getting in the moment, but today was pretty straightforward. Hopefully you guys don't mind a quick reading. For your future position, you guys got the 10 of Pentacles, and clarifying, you got the 5 of Cups with the Page of Swords reversed. I think the Page of Swords was first though. First off, 10 of Pentacles, amazing. One of the best cards you can get in tarot, and this makes a lot of sense with the good fortune message that you got about your wishes and your dreams being granted and fulfilled, receiving these gifts from the universe after everything that you've gone through and had to fight through. I am feeling that there's this message of starting over completely from scratch, and that could be literally speaking, but I felt as though it was more so saying that you aren't taking anything with you from whatever situation that you've been in. While granted, there's a lot that you have learned and you have this experiential wisdom now from these experiences, it seems as though what you would be taking is what not to do, or what not to be, what you don't want to grow versus what you do. And that's why that message is there of starting over completely from scratch. 10 of Pentacles too, it feels as though, generationally speaking, that you are establishing a new legacy, a new way of doing things, a new way of living. And that makes a lot of sense because you broke a massive generational curse or curses within your family or within a specific unit. Again, I think I said in the last reading, I don't even want to use the word family because it doesn't feel how a family should feel, but you've broken significant generational curses and cycles, And I don't even think you realize to the full extent of what you have accomplished, but you will soon, okay? Very, very soon, you will start to see how you have just shifted everything for not just yourself, but everyone that you connect with, that becomes a part of your life, that becomes a part of your family moving forward, whatever family would look like for you, and even just for yourself. So I wrote down that you've broken a generational cycle or cycles that kept the toxicity, manipulation, and abuse constantly circulating. You're walking away, separating yourself from everything that kept you drowning in sorrow and shame and suffering. Rejection is protection. And you guys having the courage to pursue your fulfillment despite the oppression and the deception that you have faced time and time again, that was supposed to hold you down, that was supposed to keep you anchored in fear, in denial, and insecurity. This is the reason why everything is about to be fulfilled. Because of your determination, your dedication, this is the final step. Allow the door to close completely, because you're stepping into your dream reality, your greatest fulfillment. That 10 of Pentacles is everything that you could ever want in life. Where you would be living, how you'd be living, who you're surrounded by, what you're doing, everything, your ideal self, your ideal lifestyle, everything. It is your dream life. And it also, again, is about legacy and what you leave for generations to come, if that is applicable to you. Whether physically it ends with you, or you continue growing and expanding your line, either way, you broke this curse. And I say it every time, but I'm proud of you, and I hope you're proud of you. You're doing amazing, okay? I hope this reading helped and that it was affirming. I'm sorry again that it was short. Let me know what you guys prefer. Shorter, longer, don't care. Thank you for being here with me. Stay safe. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.